Many cases of bullying and the administration's underwhelming response to bullying have been reported to us over the course of the past few weeks. In this investigative story, we spoke with victims as well as the admin to learn more about these ongoing occurrences. We started this investigation when an anonymous Apache told us about her experience with the admin.
In my case, my friends and I were intensely bullied by multiple people last year, causing me great harm. I personally was cyberbullied and physically assaulted during this time period, which I reported to the admin. When multiple victims and I spoke to the dean and other admin, we were told that there would be reasonable punishment. But instead, this went on for months on end, resulting in a lack of communication and information from the dean, and the bullying intensifying. We were told that in order for our case to be considered, we needed proof, which we had in the form of numerous screenshots. Messages online, included but were not limited to, telling people to die, physically harm themselves, slurs, and much more.
A lot of times when students are dissatisfied because we can't tell them everything that's happened. And sometimes I understand they feel like they didn't do enough. They're more than welcome to come back and say, excuse me, what did you do? I mean, we can tell them we followed up, we took the necessary steps, and also, if they're not satisfied, again, just come talk to us, let us know. But we always try our best to make sure we're supportive, follow through, and make sure, or try to prevent from the accident happening again. Because as you know, unfortunately, things happen that you can't control, but we do our best to be preventative so the students feel safe and secure while here on campus.
Listening to what she said, we went to Mr. Finn to see how bullies in cases like hers are supposed to be dealt with.
We do have a discipline matrix, and so the consequences are based on the action. So after an investigation, based on whatever actions we were discovered to be true and provable, then we would take the appropriate steps.
There's physical evidence like screenshots,
that would be evidence, yeah.
We also spoke with Nathan Liu, a senior who has dealt with numerous cases of bullying and homophobia at AHS. He agreed to speak to us on camera.
Whether it's being laughed at every day when you walk in class, or when a group of boys snicker at you to their friends when you walk down the halls, or how about being called slurs that nobody actually knows the weight of. I'm not only talking about the direct bullies, I'm also talking about the people who see it and let this happen. You are guilty by association. People forget that we're human just because we're different. The same people you bully for being different are the same people who try to take their own lives every 45 seconds.
Upon talking to Nathan, we went to Mr. Kearney to get his take on homophobia.
Support all students who are, involved or deal with the LGBTQ community. And at this time, we are partnering with an organization that are going to train the staff, train us in general to help provide more support, more resources for students, and also educate, which to me is the main thing that's needed to dismantle or to fight against homophobia.
Lastly, we think it is very important to know how to report bullying at AHS. Here is Ms. Duberk to explain.
If you're aware of bullying that's happening, or if you're being bullied, the first step would be to come to the Student Resource Office. And when you come to the Student Resource Office, you'll speak to either Ms. Cloud, our secretary here, potentially one of the security officers, or even myself, and we'll kind of get a background of what's going on. And what we'll do is we will ask you to write a statement. So in that written statement, we'll get detailed information of what's happening. So we'll want to gather as much information as we can as it's being reported so that we can investigate.
Thank you to all of the individuals that shared their respective stories with us. This is Amish from the admin office. Back to the studio.